Hello, this is our 8x8 memory, but to start off, let's go through the individual pieces. This is the 4-bit register. If we go inside of here, we can see the inner circuit. To test it, we can try to input C in here and write it by enabling W select and then simulating a rising edge with W enable. We can then take off these inputs and keep W select on, and it'll keep on outputting C. If we try to overwrite this output without W select on, it'll just stay at 0, right? And if we turn W select on again, then C will come back. We can then overwrite it with A. I'm having W select on and having the rising edge. And now we overwrite a C with A. And if we turn that off, it's still outputting A. So this is our 8-bit register. We can first test it out by writing in F. If we have W select on and then do the rising edge, then we write F0 to that 8-bit register. We can then turn off the inputs and keep W select on, and the output will stay the same. If we have W select at 0, the output goes away, and we can try to put in these inputs, but nothing will get overwritten or outputted, and even have a rising edge. Yeah, that won't work. Now let's turn on W select again, and F will be back. Let's now try to overwrite F with AA. Should be like this. We have W select on, and we have a rising edge, and now it overwrites F0 with AA. And if we turn off these inputs, then that will stay the same. So this is our 8x8 memory. If we take a look inside, we can see it, all zoomed out here with each with 8-bit registers. Let's go back over here. Don't worry, the wires will come back. But let's test this out. So first, let's first read and write a 1 into register 0. Okay, so now it's written there. Let's write a 2 to register 1. All right. Let's write a 3 to register, or 4 to register 2. Okay. Let's write an 8 to register 3. Now we'll write a 10 to register 4. We'll write a 20 to register 5. We'll write a 40 to register 6. And we'll write an 80 to register 7. Now if we go from beginning to end, we can see that at register 0 we have 1. Register 1 we have 2. Register 2 we have 4. Register 3 we have 8. Register 4 we have 10. Register 5 we have 20. Register 6 we have 40, and at register 7 we have 80.
Alright, so here we have our 256-bit memory all together in with the four 8x8 memories, their buses and their outputs, as well as their respective inputs, and the 2x4 decoder. So if we were to put everything together into one integrated circuit with inputs and outputs, it would look something like this. So now we're going to go ahead and test this out by using the provided test cases. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with test case number 1. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to write this. All right, now moving on to test case number 2. We go ahead and write this. Now we're going to move on to test case number 3. And we have a 0 on for this one. I'm going to go ahead and write this. Now we're actually going to write it here. Alright, now moving on to test case number 4. We have these two on and this one on. Yep, a 0 should be on, a 1 is off. Okay, good. Gonna go ahead and write our value. So alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and switch from A0 to A1 being on, and as well as our A4 being the only one on for our 2 to 8 decoder, as well as updating our value. Now I'm gonna go ahead and write this value. Alright, now we're gonna have our next value for test case number 6. In which will have a 2 and A4 on, and as well as a 1 being the only one on for now. I'm going to go ahead and write this value. Here it is. We're going to have test case number 7. Writing the values now. And now moving on to our final test case. Here we go. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and turn all these off, and now we're going to demonstrate that all the bits are in fact working. So here we have test case number 9, which is the result of test case number 1. Then we have test case number 2 as the result of test case number 10. Now we're going to have, let's see, what do we have for test case number 3? We had 8, 3. And a 0, there we go. Now for test case number 4, we had 0, 1, 1, then 0, 1, there we go. Here's test case number 4. We're going to switch the A bit, and then we're going to go with this one. There we go. So now we have test case number 5 showing up on the screen. At least the result of test case number 5. Now the result of test case number 6 will be this one. Here we can see that. Then we'll move on to the test case number 7, the result of test case number 7. Here we go, we have the appropriate bits. And last but not least, the result of test case number 8. There we go. Alright, so these have been all test cases, 1 through 16. First 8 being writing, for last 8 being reading. Thank you so much.